Come on. Sorry, I was having technical difficulties there. Jesus, I really should make an effort with my hair. I was having some technical difficulties. I've never scheduled a live, and it didn't go that smooth actually. But here we are. We're live. We're going to talk about a few things today. I want to talk about this Hungarian politician, that anti-gay Hungarian politician that got caught at an orgy in the EU. I want to actually, let me just make sure this has gone good over there. Yeah, that's good over there. Okay, good. And Katie Taylor has been nominated for Sports Personality of the Year, BBC, which is exciting. And what else did I have? And oh yeah, I wanted to talk about engagement etiquette. Now, this is don't get the wrong idea. I'm not talking about getting engaged, but I always love the what's the best way to go about it, engagement conversations. But I gotta keep my voice down because some people who are sleeping in the other room. PJ, get the fuck off this fucking live. My best friend is on this live. The reality is, I do this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on my Patreon, which is a subscriber method, and suddenly you show up when it's free. So get the fuck off my free. You want to be on it. You're the only person that's not allowed to watch this free live. That's PJ Puma, everybody. Go follow him. Tell him he's a cheap fuck, and he's not allowed to watch this live for free. So anyway, of course, I'm kidding. So what was I going to say? Yeah, so we'll talk a little bit about engagement chats, and the etiquette around that, but we'll save that that's a juicy one. We'll save that for a little bit later, So anyway, good morning. Let's start with this. So are you guys familiar with the story about this anti-gay, anti-LGBTQ Hungarian politician? I think his name is Viktor Orban. Is it? No, sorry. That's the prime minister. This guy's name is Joseph Szajor. My Hungarian pronunciations aren't amazing. He's a right-wing member of the Fidesz party, led by Viktor Orban. That's the prime minister, and he confirmed that he had been at a party last week in Brussels. If you're not familiar with the story, there was 25 mostly men at a gay orgy. The police came in to break it up because it was, it wasn't following, it wasn't following your, following the guidelines for coronavirus. And so the police raid it. This guy climbs down the drain pipe, but gets caught by the police. And in his backpack is a load of ecstasy. This guy is a member of the European Parliament. So he didn't have ID. He goes back to his house. He admits that he's an MEP. He's got diplomatic immunity. And, now he's resigned as an MEP. And, the fucked up thing is, I think, well, not the fucked up thing. The reality is, I think he resigned. Well, who knows why he resigned? But the truth is, you're a politician. You're not supposed to be at fucking gay orgies in the middle of a pandemic. Or sorry, orgies. I shouldn't say gay orgies. But, Tommy, I'm going to get to that. The fact that the anti-gay people always seem to get caught doing gay shit. I think the three signs that you're gay are you like members of the same sex. You are seem to have a propensity towards reality TV, and you're anti-gay. No, I'm not saying all gay people are anti-gay, but if you're anti-gay, it's a sure sign that you're fucking gay. Because it just seems like an incredible amount of people that are very vocally anti-gay end up getting caught in gay sex situations, you know, which of course is not shocking. It's not scandalous to get caught at a gay orgy unless you're anti-gay. I mean, obviously it's scandalous. Alle hoop van Barnach. So it's not. Of course, it's not that. It's not even. It's not, to me. It's not even that scandalous if you're not out and you get caught at a gay orgy. I mean, I guess it's scandalous if you're married, or, you know, that's difficult. Oh, this guy, by the way, this politician said he hadn't taken drugs. But whatever, you know. It's not like the fact that he's taken drugs is going to be the issue that he's going to need to address. He's going to need to address the fact that he's anti-gay. He's part of a party that moved against same-sex marriage, and he's at a gay orgy. I mean, he's kind of done. The funny thing is, if you see a picture of this guy, let me get a picture of this guy up, because he looks like I see the angry man, the Joe Rogan listener. Now, I have nothing against Joe Rogan, and I often listen to Joe Rogan. I think it's a good listen, but I have this Joe Rogan listener in my head, MMA fan, and I like MMA too. None of these things are criticisms, you know. But when I imagine the Joe Rogan listening MMA fan, I see this guy. So, like a version of him, you know. So anyway, here's what I love. So here's what I love about this story. So I took a screenshot of it because I wanted to get this right. So in the Irish Independent wrote about it. So he's apologized, says he wasn't on drugs. Anyway, they all, by the way, all the attendees were like, had diplomatic immunity. They were all like members of they were all like involved. They were all diplomats. It's fucking nuts. There's all this diplomatic immunity going around for the gay orgy. And like, I got no issues with these guys having a fucking, you know, if it's like, even if it's like, you know, you're bi, you know, and like you like to have a blowout every now and then, you take a lot of fucking ecstasy and you get your gay on. Like, I got no problem with any of that. Unless you're an anti-gay fucking politician, then you can go fuck yourself. And I'm not going to shame you for being gay. I'm going to shame you for being a fucking hypocrite, you know? Yeah, that Lauren says that'll make for an awkward meeting. That will definitely be an awkward meeting the next time these diplomats have to get together and talk about Brexit. So anyway, I loved this. And we all have a love-hate relationship with Ryanair, okay? But Ryanair tweeted. Now, I couldn't find this tweet, but this is in the Irish Independent. Never one to miss a PR opportunity. Ryanair were quick to tweet. Looking to make a quick escape from Brussels? We have flights, but in this case, we don't recommend the window seat. So good for Ryanair, because, you know, he escaped out the window, cut his hand, and fuck these guys, man. These fucking anti-gay fucking politicians, you know. It's insane. It's insane that in 2020, at any time in the history of humanity, it's insane. But in 2020, the fact that you can pick you can be like anti-gay as like a position, you know, when like it's so nothing, it doesn't affect anybody. I've never understood the homophobia stuff in terms of, I can understand if you got your own, you know, whatever. I mean, I guess it all comes from shame, right? People have their own shame, but the shame comes from the judgment in society. Like, it just so doesn't fucking matter. It's homosexuality. There's no negatives. You know, like I just don't get it. How it becomes such a focus for somebody like Mike Pence. Like, can we all just agree that we're waiting for the day that fucking Mike Pence gets caught in a fucking gay orgy? You know, getting like, you know, like caught in some gay fucking, you know, manger pageant, like he's getting blown while he's pretending to be on the cross. Like I just feel like that's coming, you know, because he's so, ugh. You know, there's like this born again Christian righteousness, anti-gay. It's Pence. You know, Pence is gay. You know it. Yeah, allegedly, guys. It doesn't matter. There's not enough people watching this. By the way, I'd like to clarify my statement. I do not know that Mike Pence is gay, but it is my wish that that hypocrisy would be outed. You know. Anyway, just quickly, you know, I'm not going to say anything about Trump today. You know, we talk a lot about Trump, and I should, you know what? I should have went live a little early because I see people, you know, it ticking up now because we're on a regular YouTube live. By the way, for any of our new people that are watching, we actually do this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. It's part of Patreon. You can subscribe, patreon.com/Des Bishop. But today it's free for everybody, so welcome. If you just popped up, we've just been talking about the Hungarian politician that got caught at a gay orgy, but he's it's not a story except that he's anti-LGBTQ, and he's part of this far-right party in Hungary that actually quite worrying all over the world, the rise of these far-right parties. But if you want to look into them, actually a recent statement from Viktor Orban, the Prime Minister of Hungary, was that George Soros is the most corrupt person in the world. Like, isn't it amazing how they're all like obsessed with George Soros? You know, it's just like why are the far right parties so obsessed with conspiracy theories? It used to be like far left. You know, like you'd see these guys handing out socialist worker newspaper in Dublin, and they'd be the ones that be obsessed with fucking fluoride or whatever. But now it just seemed to have leaked towards the far right. I blame Joe Rogan. I'm just kidding. There's just like a running Joe Rogan theme the last couple of days, but I'm actually joking. Although I do think sometimes he lets lunatics have too much of a voice. I don't think he takes responsibility for the platform that he is sometimes. So I get a cramp. I've been doing a lot of exercise lately in this fucking winter. I got a cramp in my groin there. So I need a massage from a Hungarian politician to get rid of the cramp. So just a big cheers for Katie Taylor. She's been nominated for the BBC. You know what's annoying? We're getting more viewers now, and we just had a great. Oh God, I can't cross my legs, guys. I can't cross my legs. I'm getting a fucking cramp. We were on a great roll there. I should have waited on that story. You know, because we were on such a roll, and now it's passed. So anyway, just quickly, Katie Taylor, BBC sports personality, alongside LeBron James. You know, speaking of born again Christians, yeah. But so we're rooting for her, even though sometimes her born again Christianity freaks me out a little bit, but. That you know, I think it works for her. I think if I was a boxer, you know, like you know the way like you gotta have this like focus when you're in intense sporting situations. I actually do think that like just a firm belief in Jesus Christ is really handy mentally for those situations, because it's just like I'm handing this over to Jesus. I'm protected, you know. So you just go in there like fearless, you know. So, and by the way, I'm not suggesting that her faith is based on giving her better results in the ring, but if I was in that situation, I would envy somebody who has that faith. No, the price for the subscription isn't $243. That's an amount that comes in per month based on subscribers. That goes up and down. Yours is $5. $5 is the subscription. That's not the price. That you're looking at the wrong number. That is not the price. It's five. I think it's $5 US, possibly €5. I can't remember what currency I set it in, but it's $5 a month, and you get 3 episodes a week. You know, give or take, depending on the month, 12 episodes a month for a $5. It's a good value, and we have good crack. So let's get into our main conversation for the second half of the episode. I don't even care. Yeah, you know, I'm gonna hide the amount so people don't get confused. Lauren, thank you very much. €5 plus VAT, €6 and 5 for the Irish. For the Americans, VAT is value-added tax. It's sales tax, and it's ridiculously high in Ireland. I don't know what the VAT is on an online purchase. Is it full VAT at whatever it is at the moment, 23% or 21%? I don't know what VAT is. VAT, they always add and subtract a percentage based on the whatever economic crisis we're in. But well, no, VAT is sales tax, bro. 8.25. PJ Puma still fucking watching for free. You're fucking banned, Puma. You're banned. All right, you're banned, fucking asshole. Get the everybody. PJ Puma is not allowed to watch this for free. I've been fucking paying for this guy for 15 years. Get the fuck off my Patreon live for free. Everybody in the comments tell PJ Puma to fuck off, okay? I'm just kidding. PJ Puma is my best friend, okay? So let's focus, okay? So here's what we're talking about for the second half. What are people's thoughts? I gotta keep this low. What are people's thoughts about engagements, right? And I'm not talking about my engagement. I'm just, you know, these conversations come up and I find it such a curious topic, okay? Do you think it's better when there's a lot of like liaising? Well, listen, PJ Puma is still fucking commenting on my thing. And he says, my little boy doesn't like foul language about his daddy. Bro, look at this YouTube live. I distinctly click the thing that says not for kids. Not for kids. Okay? So not only are you not supposed to be on here for free, but you're also showing that you're a bad father. Okay? You're a bad father. Get your child away. You're just getting abused now. So, okay. So, do we think it's better to discuss it with your the engagee and you know, like, so you discuss what type of ring they want and all that. So then there's no element of surprise, you know? Guys, I have to just for a sec to get my flow back. I have to avoid the comments because they're hot right now. And so you lose that you lose the element of surprise, you know, like they know it's coming. And this just opens up great discussions because then, so Lauren is saying ring is a joint choice, but the thing is that the ring, there's elements of tradition. Oh yeah, and this is interesting, Elaine. I like this. So some people do that, right? They get like a prop ring, so you have the surprise moment, then you get the ring together, right? But the whole ring thing in itself is an insane tradition. In that, you know, are we at the stage now where the ring is supposed to go both ways? I have seen that a lot. People are doing that now. That the woman is giving a man a ring too. It's fucking Tommy says he's been married for 15 years. He has no idea how it happened. I'm pretty sure he got roofied. So, okay, so for the record, I'd like to point out that I did it once. Okay. And I did the surprise method. I can't even remember if there was like a casual discussion at some stage in the sort of 7 years we were together before it happened. But I went for the surprise route, and I bought a ring. Uh, I proposed with the actual ring, and um, and she, well, she loved the ring, and there was a part of me that I kind of I kind of liked the fact that it's like, I'm proposing to you. Here's the thing that I think represents my desire for that to happen. Now, I I I have I was very flush with cash at the time, so it was a pretty impressive ring. But anyway, it was that went well in that situation. But each to their own. I feel personally, and not just from our chat here, that more women prefer to be involved. Um, so it's hard to know. I mean, I've actually had this discussion. With Hannah. She's definitely she's more of the. I'd say she'd be more of the school of. She's given me a fair idea of what she kind of wants. So I've got enough to go on that I can work within the parameters where I think she wants it. And I mean, of course, you can always change it up afterwards, I guess. But you know what I find an even more interesting discussion? Somebody's commenting on the Patreon. Denise, she said depends on the woman. So Denise, we got to get you onto the YouTube. Can somebody comment on the Patreon to Denise on how to get onto the YouTube live? Tommy, I'm about to discuss the old ring conversation. That's what's coming up. All right, guys. Now here's a fucking hot topic. Barrios Gary hates surprise proposals like in restaurants, touristy place. I agree. I agree. By the way, Mer F, get the post on ASAP so you can be putting a ring on a wife in her 20s. People are very obsessed with the age gap between Hannah and I, which I quite like. Like, it's very funny. Like, we did a TikTok together, and a lot of people were making comments like, your dad is so hot, which I love that. I think it's fucking hilarious, but I can't tell if they're joking or if, because it's TikTok, they actually think like that this girl is doing a TikTok with her father, So anyway, get Denise on the show her how to get on the YouTube live, and let's discuss. Oh yeah, by the way, so here's the other thing. It's like engagement rings are so interesting because, by the way, I have in my lifetime splashed out an engagement ring. So this is not coming from like I'm a cheap guy conversation. This is just a generic conversation, but it's kind of weird in a way, isn't it? That there's this pressure to dump a ton of cash onto a thing at a time where statistically people are probably like less flush with cash, like the earlier part of their career, their life together. And it's like, it's a strange tradition. And you know what? I should have looked up the history of engagement rings, but I'm assuming, correct me if I'm wrong, that it comes from, the back in the day of this sense of like investing in the woman. Like it was kind of like a some sort of evolution of the dowry, some sort of, I don't even know. Lauren says, 12 years, I wear a matching band to my husband's and no diamonds, hard to wear with kids. Well, PJ, Kian is obsessed with PJ, but PJ actually, I don't want to give away too much information, but he may have family connections to people that work in the jewelry industry. So, you know, there may be, he may have had an in there. Okay, so come on, let's get to the juicy conversation. Seriously, guys, what's the another freebie key? I'm not sure you guys are enjoying the PJ slagging that's going on. But that was very funny. Oh my God, this is great. See, this is why we need more activity in the Patreon. And guys, listen, I would do, you know, YouTube lives, but like at the end of the day, like it's nice that the subscription model, it's quite cheap, and you know, but the energy of today is kind of fun. Oh yeah, Elaine says that's a good point. Get the ring, because if you ever have kids, you won't be able to afford anything ever again. I know. You know, 45 years old, if you're gonna have kids, it's like, oh no, I liked the simple life. Anyway, quick questions here, guys, because we got to get through this, all right? Because we're having fun. Do you give the ring back, ladies especially? You're engaged, for whatever reason it doesn't work out. Do you give the ring back? Question 1. Question 2. What does the receiver of the returned ring do? Okay. Options are: 1, he sells it, you get shafted on the money. 2, he trades it in, probably the best option. 3, you reset the diamond. Reset the diamond. That's the best way, I think, to, you know, to keep the value of what you purchased. You reset the diamond. Do you do that? A lot of questions here. And then that's it. So no, Lauren, no is to not returning the ring. It's very interesting. You know, there's a lot of different theories on the returning the ring. I personally think you should return the ring. You know, but I guess, you know, I guess it depends on the scenario of how you broke up. Like I would think, like if the woman says, I don't want to go through with this, and she keeps the ring, that's you know, who knows? I personally think it's fucked up if you don't return it, because it's like, why do you get the value of the ring is a very specific gift, you know? Like, you're not spending that much money on too many gifts in your life. So then it's weird if you just keep it like that was like you deserved it. But you know, it's each to their own. I don't think there's any. I don't know if there's. Let's look. Is there a legal thing? Because it's kind of interesting, I think. Legal issues with engagement rings. Most courts classify engagement rings as a conditional gift and award the engagement ring to the giver in broken engagement cases. However, the receiver of the ring may argue that answering the proposal was the condition required and that the condition was met. Ooh, baby. Laura makes a funny joke here. Picture Hannah dragging the hot tub down Dune Road. Judge Judy says the ring goes back. Yeah, this is funny, man. We really have fun. And Denise, who we have not been able to get into the live, has made a comment, and she says, I offered him the ring. He refused it, so I sold it, as it was a beautiful vintage ring. There you go. So he refused it. Means it wasn't that expensive. Just kidding, Denise. So anyway, I would sell the return ring. So if you must know, I got a ring back, and you get fucking shafted when you sell it. That's all I can tell you. Fucking expect no more than half of what you fucking spent on it. Okay. So there you go. Catch 22 if you propose on a holiday. Yeah. Say it was a Christmas present. Anyway, guys, that was a fun conversation. And I really appreciate all the extra activity in the chats. I actually want a bit of gossip. Here's a bit of gossip, okay? I did not originally ask for the ring back on my broken engagement. But after a number of years, like a lot of years, we still owned a place in London together. So after a few years, I was like, listen, I said, whatever you did with the ring, it's your business. I said, if you flushed it down the toilet, I'm cool with that. I said, however, if you still have it, I have a suggestion. And I suggested that she sell it and use the money to like renovate the apartment, like do like lavish renovations that she wouldn't have done except for selling the ring. But she said, why don't I give it back to you and you forget about the money I owe you? Which I didn't even know what money she was talking about. I guess it was because like whatever, it's very personal information, but I let her live there for free and it doesn't matter. It's too much. But so that's how I ended up getting the ring back. So it was like a transaction. So there you go. There's a bit of gossip. That's the type of shit that you get on Patreon. Okay. So why didn't I wait till we were on a fucking Patreon day? Why did I do it today? Now it's going to be up on YouTube Live, but who cares? It's a long time ago now. It was 2008. In fact, if you ever watch In the Name of the Father, if you go back and you watch episode 6, the final episode of In the Name of the Father, my engagement breaks up with 6 weeks to go of my year in Connemara. It's completely not mentioned in it, but you watch the final gigs and all that stuff, all the stuff that's happening at the end. I'm going through this fucking breakup, but you can't tell, but I'm fucking dying inside. And if you really want the gossip, after I did the show in Vicar Street, my first Irish pub, the Irish language show that's part of the series, I went back in the dressing room and I bawled my eyes out crying. But that's not in the show. It was like I kept it in, like I had to keep it together. 6 fucking weeks, keep it together. You spent a year of your life learning this fucking language. You're going to do this fucking show. And then the minute it was done, I was like, wow. So, and then I went to Australia, like 2 days later. I went to Melbourne, 2008. So, anyway, that's it, guys. A little extra at the end there. So I hope you enjoyed that. Subscribe, patreon.com/Des Bishop. It's only a $5 a month. It's good value. It's the beginning of the month, so it's a good time to subscribe. We do this every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Comments make it happen. It has to be said that, Elaine, Tommy, Lauren, these are the people that have been driving the conversations. They want some help, guys. They want some help, So, and Denise over there on the Patreon. So subscribe, patreon.com/Des Bishop. We will see you next Monday, and we'll continue our conversations. We'll think of some good topics. Don't be afraid to suggest topics moving forward. Also, the Des Bishop Podcast, new episode up today with Stephen Mullen talking about why we're grateful in 2020. And Stephen talks about a book that he may or may not write, which has gone down well. So check that out at Des Bishop on Instagram, or you can continue to leave comments in the Patreon or here on YouTube. Thank you so much, guys. Peace.